Exposure to a wide range of hazards commonly present in most workplaces can lead to injuries and illnesses. Your eyes and face are particularly vulnerable, so you should use the appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, to protect these sensitive areas. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, requires employers to protect their employees from hazards that can cause injuries, including eye and face injuries. OSHA's safety and health standards for eye and face protection are published in 29 CFR 1910.133 and 29 CFR 1926.102. The best way to protect employees is to control a hazard through engineering controls, followed by administrative controls like changing how the work is done. If these controls aren't enough to ensure protection, employers must provide PPE to their employees. But even though PPE is specifically designed to protect you, and using it is essential in some situations, you shouldn't rely on it to provide complete protection against hazards. Always use it in combination with sound safety practices. Now, let's cover some important considerations when it comes to face and eye protection. First, PPE is not one size fits all, and because eye and face protection is meant to shield you against hazards, it must fit properly to be effective. When properly fitted, eyewear intended to protect from dust and chemical splashes should form a protective seal. If you are required to use goggles and safety spectacles, they must be fitted by someone who is skilled in the procedure. PPE must also be reasonably comfortable to wear and allow unrestricted vision, movement, and function of any other required PPE. It's the employer's responsibility to create a work environment where employees are protected from hazards while performing their jobs. The first, and probably most important step in achieving this, is to conduct an in-depth workplace hazard assessment to identify hazardous conditions that require the use of PPE. Next, they'll use the results of the workplace hazard assessment to identify appropriate PPE or other remedies to protect employees from those potential hazards. They then need to ensure the PPE is available and in good working condition. And finally, ensure employees are trained on proper fit and use of the PPE. Employees should also receive training when there are changes in the workplace or when the type of PPE changes. But never forget, while your employer is responsible for creating a safe working environment, you too must take responsibility for your safety. The most important thing you can do is to wear the specified PPE and wear it correctly whenever you're exposed to potential hazards at work, especially when engineering and administrative controls don't eliminate the risk of injury. Don't fall victim to the belief that accidents will not happen to you. PPE is there for your own safety, so use it. If you have any questions or concerns about the fit of eye or face protection, speak to your supervisor or a safety and health representative. Next, take a moment to answer a practice question before resuming the training.